Discover cowrie shell divination, ancient wisdom at your fingertips. You set the shells, I decode your answers, love, career, and more. We've got the guidance you seek. Tap into shamanic roots, uncover your inner energy, chase your dreams, learn from the wisdom of tribal mystics, bridging the gap to your potential. Supercharge your experience with us. Book now at tonyad.tv for self-discovery, and I will see you on the other side. Ashe. Inshallah and Ashe. It's a mystical Monday and divine wheels blessings to each and every one of you. Hey, did you enjoy the planetary parade, the elephant parade? And if you missed last week's show, please go back and tune in. It really was a very mystical, magical new moon, scripting the story you desire to live. And being in that story, imaginate it. Hold space for it as if it's already arrived. I'm doing it for 42 days myself, but we usually feel the excitement, the vibration, and then we tend to lose steam. So in order to do that, we want to seal the deal, the story, the script. So just holding space for 42 days and into the future, really, until our manifestation has become that. In doing so, the full moon then, the harvest in Capricorn, that is the structure of it. Becoming real, building it, it's go time. Getting to the top, it's kind of a heightened perspective, if you will, as God wills, you know. I'll be creating this Cancer Sacred Spirit Circle soon, along with the full moon meditation this week sometime. The weekly energetic snippet, though, today, of course. If you don't know me, my name is Tonya D. I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman, a medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, and a reflector by human design. I do follow the lunar energies through the seasons, the celestial bodies being embodied, along with the gates in human design. I find it fascinating following the moon predominantly. I do call myself or go by a holistic Sha medium, which is actually just a choreography of each and every one of them, mapping out the 4 pathways, one design at a time, incorporating them. But I'm ultimately here to show you who you are, why you arrived on the planet at this time, through gift and purpose, which is innately unique and individual to each and every one of us. That's why it's time to glimmer our goal. If you are new to my show, please subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and ring the bell to alert other celestial lunar beings, light beings that resonate with my frequency in my show, as we evolve our inner glimmer, why we arrive, just radiating our brilliance out into the world for all the world to see. Because when we ignite one star, all the stars twinkle, right? In the spiritual walk of fame there. Spiritual bodies, planetary parade, Mercury, the communication, it's all verbal agreements, invoking, conversations, thoughts. Ideas are definitely percolating. It's like a cosmic brewing system. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of friends that were out on like short distance adventures, like weekend getaways past weekend. Mars, our action planet, just moved into Taurus. So we do have time and space, or we need to give time and space to really dig into the terra firma, the Earth star, planting seeds. And as you plant the seeds, you're activating the initiation. And it may take some time and space for the buds. So ultimately, we want to keep nurturing the seeds, the blossoms to bloom, whatever that is. So take a nurturing action. Become a healing wordsmith in your conversation, how you invoke and speak to yourself predominantly. I can honestly say I've been experiencing many forms of betrayal, loss in my life, out of my control in a lot of ways. But with this being a year of mineral in the Dagara cosmology, it's all about connection, communication, storytelling, invoking, spiritual truths. It's our memories in our bones. I myself have been revising the past, re-scripting it, reimagining the scene to the imagining of what the heart's desires, the outcome could have been and possibly should have been, transforming that outcome. I do have Neptune on my natal Chiron right now, so being connected to my karma, past life karma, and healing those wounds. In my situation, it's the blessing of betrayal, loss, deception, lies. Kindness, just so you know, is not a weakness. That I've experienced as well. People taking advantage of my kindness. Just adding more sugar to the bitter sweetness is kind of what I resonate with right now. But I do want to know, did anyone see the elephant parade in the sky, the magic of the planets and the luminaries there, the celestial? It's like a personal celestial messenger journaling and writing, and we're still in this cosmic wave. I've been seeing a lot of people doing cowrie shell divinations, addressing all things, communication, career, health, and computers. Computers are part of mineral, metal, transition metals, all kinds of computers, careers, communication, connection. That's really what we're driven for this year, really. But there's also the opposing side of that is lies and gossips, spiritual truths. As we're kind of midpoint in the year, sort of, it kind of depends on what year cycle that you follow. So that it's both a yes and also a no, just saying. I also have a theory that our new year starts a little bit before our born day, before we arrived into the planet, because that's kind of when the root center is actually activated when we're in the womb. And then when we arrive, it activates for 6 months out. So it's like this celestial wishing ball, I guess. It's kind of like when things are ponging on those slides. I don't know. That's kind of what I feel, kind of like the pendulum. Our born day. So you can feel the birthing of the new. Usually, I want to say 6 months 6 weeks, 6 months, no, 6 weeks before usually that we arrive. And with that, if you have yet to go peek into the Shamanic Healing Academy, this is just my online studio library, I should say. It's a corridor. I call it my grimoire. It has all of my intuitive offerings for an introductory opportunity. Only $3.99 for the first 30 days and then $19.99 thereafter. So if your heart's calling you to join me in an online virtual coven, it's the Shah in the medium. Universe literally sent that to me. I love the word coven. Coven is a sacred space for gathering, for people to gather and communicate. It's designed for you and others to share their insight, their magic, their gift, and their purpose, why they arrived. It's a community. It's a tribe. And you really cannot talk about purpose without talking about gift or talking about your why. We all have talents. Like the world, there's so many magical people out there. I feel like we need to do more cheerleading on. But it's an online virtual library. It has my energy medicine offerings, foundational offerings if you're new to the healing world and you're kind of wanting a taste of it. I have a lot of young students that are actually activating their awarenesses, and they just need guidance from a spirit mama. Ultimately, I've been called a spirit mama, but there's baby steps, beginner steps, and also into ritual and insights and the elementals through an indigenous technology perspective as well, plus monthly access to all of my Spill the Tea replays, I will say, and other mystical musings. I like that. But the Coven is an online community within the Shamanic Healing Academy, and I really appreciate people using that. But being a seer of the unseen and just following the goddess of the night mostly and mapping out our emotions through the gates and the channels, I find that very curious. I've studied Chinese medicine, philosophies, Ayurvedic principles, the chakras, the energies, the indigenous technologies of Africa. Everything I do is actually designed through or initiated through spirit guiding me, directing me. Even the skincare line I use, I will say spirit initiated that as well, if you've read my Mystic Mag article. But if you can give pause to your natal moon sign, what house it's in, when your moon is in that season, traveling through there, it's like, was the moon full? Was it new? Was it waxing? Was it weaning? When you were born. And those actually are all streams as well. I'm going to be talking about this in my upcoming Spill the Tea for Cancer season. But my moon is in its joy and also in its fall. Certain planets are in their joy when they're in certain houses. For example, my moon's in the third house, so it's in its joy, but it's also in Scorpio, so it's in its fall. So that's always funny. Always makes me laugh. Where's Christopher Renstrom when I need him? So I'm kind of it's a shamanatrix kind of a moon. It's a shamaness high priestess moon. And again, if you have yet to subscribe, please heartfelt do. Go ahead and subscribe here on YouTube. Go ahead and ring the bell It really is time to take my watch time, literally, space time, moving it into the infinite possibilities. And a shout out to my new subscribers. I tend to awaken to a new angel number, glimmering into the 222s. That's kind of where I'm heading now. But go ahead and share with your friends. Your birthright is truly our birthright. It really is our ability to shine. And also subscribe to my musing news for other mystical musings, including Spill the Tea. Once you've subscribed, Spill the Tea is on the third Friday of each and every month. It's a live venue through Zoom, or in the academy, I should say, in the online coven. Always at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Again, June Spill the Tea is going to be all about the moon, the season of Cancer, our sacral channel, emotional empathy. So be sure to come in with your moon sign. All you have to do to gather with me is to subscribe and make your inbox glimmer. The live link is sent out through email the day before the Spill the Tea, and also 15 minutes before I go live, a second one, which also helps as well, right? So just check your spam so you don't miss a show, by the way. And then our reflectors guidance this week, we do enter today. We kick off this week with the moon in Leo. It's our emotions is a star illuminating, sextiling, flowing into the sun, Gemini, curious, questioning, loving. Maybe we're percolating some really loving, glimmering thoughts, radiating our inner brilliance is kind of what I feel. But just be mindful, use words that are more loving. What we feel is feeling it, like the nectars, that oh so loving, juicy feeling is what I feel. You know, a loving thought, provoking thoughts, possibly even a private percolating feeling. It's the nectar of the goddess, the lioness is kind of what I sense. Then on Wednesday, Mercury's day, right? Mercury's day, the moon moves into Virgo, squaring off on the sun, squaring. At least that's what's happening for me. I got a Virgo rising. Plus, it's happening for all of us. What am I saying? Gemini, Virgo, right? But the sun is shining upon our solar plexus, and the moon is making what we feel and think become real. Things hit reality. They bounce in. It's like energy or spirit comes into matter. That's kind of what that feels like. Differently, but yes. So script a new feeling, a feeling of excitement, a feeling of reality becoming, like stirring the soup, and literally it becomes manifest with all those ingredients through our thought processor being processed. Then the moon moves into Libra, into the weekend here, which I'm excited about. It's balancing the threads, 2 air signs, and you can't catch air. However, you may catch an idea or a whim, a whispering word of them. It's very harmonious energy. It's stirring the winds of change. We got Venus in the mix. So it's like opening literally up to the nectar or the percolating ideas, air, elemental air. That's really what I'm feeling. It's elemental air, like elevated, even in the subtle field, literally. Maybe it's the causal field as well, or auric field, possibly. So just open up to that so you receive the bounty. We've even got Pluto in the mix, right? So Pluto in Aquarius, and then we got the moon in Libra, the sun in Gemini. I mean, that's a lot of air percolating, right? So with that, we move into my menu for the week. So if you are confused about your purpose, your gifts, why you arrived on the planet, we all have a gift and a purpose. Your relationships, career, moving, career opportunities, transitioning from being a single person into a couple, possibly a love space, whatever it is, from one level of career, a journey to another, like so much, right? For a very limited time, Believe 33, redeem a session. Ritual is always key. It's a key part of my divinations. The otherworldly medicine cabinet's kind of how I see that. I will be honoring gift and purpose as well soon. That's my online virtual live show. It's actually just learning about the elementals. Going to be doing that for a second round. I'm going to be creating a wait list, a pre-sale, just mapping this all out. But during a divination session, if you work with me one-on-one, we craft your soul harmonic so you vibrate your unique gift and purpose. And if you come with I usually call them an energetic hiccup, trivial pursuit, forces of adversity. It just depends how the shells line out. But I do initiate great change, like what you came to, like bring in and offer this world. So everyone's unique and different. But gift and purpose is the foundation to the elemental pathway. You can't really do one without the other. Otherwise, people get kind of lost in the currents, the threads, if you will. And we as well, we're like nature. We're moving through cycles and seasons of time and space, just like the sun and the heavenly frequencies, the earth playing field. But I would recommend that you really start with Change Your Stars, which is on my homepage. It's a quiz. And then join me for Gift and Purpose live event. Possibly, I feel like it's going to be happening the end of July or into August, Leo season. And I'm announcing this on a Leo moon day. You can't make that up. But I do know the moon meditation was on the interneted highway a little bit late. So be sure to take action. Tune in, listen to that, grab a bevy, a pen, because you're going to be journaling. Climbing into your body, embodying. I feel like we need to descend before we ascend. That always kind of makes my brain go fragmented sometimes when people do that. But either way, climbing into your skin and start mapping out your new script so you can embody that script. The story you're ultimately or arrived for, born to live, bring it manifest. Besides cowrie shell divinations, this is where we dive into what's keeping us stuck. What's in the way, which often it's a lesson, a memo we have yet to become aware of. Ultimately, I do use the Chinese 4 pillars as a second foundation for mapping out health mostly. This all came again through vision, the elemental energetic skincare and the body system I use for my brick and mortar for healing. It was a wellness center, I will say. I truly believe beauty is being, health made visible, embodying your energy body. Energy is never at a standstill. It's like body feng shui, then flying star, house feng shui. It all matters. It's an kind of an unlayering, not so much a peeling of an onion, but kind of an unlayering process. And I do bring in little snippets of astrology, just mapping out the celestial heavenly bodies, being us between the heavenly universe and the earth plane. Also, sometimes it's called the shadow universe, in case you didn't know that, being in the in-between. And us being in now in a cycle of period 9, it's a fire 20-year cycle. Our house also carries energy, frequency, vibration. That's why it's important to cleanse the home, just like we cleanse the body. This energy moves every year. The pathways, the meridians, acupuncture, it's all connected. Literally, all divinely connected. And once again, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and whoopsie, receive the notification when I do go live here on YouTube. Be sure to do so. Thank you for that. Besides the Celestial Energies podcasts, I do have both new and full moon meditations. Sometimes I do moon rituals along with my weekly show. So today on the Elemental Highway this week, I just kind of do the energy this day. We've got, look at that. I'm so excited. We've got a wood snake of a day, a yin wood snake of the day. Wood feeds the cycle of fire in period 9 plus our snake day. We've got a lot of fire happening, almost a little too much. So this is an energy of sitting and waiting, like a snake all coiled up, possibly a little red healing kundalini rising, awakening. That's kind of what this feels like to me. Yin wood is like vines, grass, flowers. It's our imagination, visualization, connection to the subtle elementals. It's getting heightened, like coming alive, moving upwards. But ultimately, stay curious in all encounters today and also opportunities. Go out, explore the world. Creators, co-creating with creator, that grimoire, you know. I've got several grimoires. What am I saying, right? But the snake is assisting us to connect with the frequency, the vibration of joy. It's a day to really engage our heart into some heartfelt joy, glimmering. It's like, what lights up your heart? What makes you feel like that Leo moon? Fulfilled, fulfilling your heart, overpouring. So this is above the code of love, literally. This is a future energy. I'm just saying that. This energy is actually giving us a little taste, a little sample of 2025. And I haven't looked forward to know if we're going to have this energy as far as the day into the future. Sometimes yes, usually no, just saying. So really pay attention to today because that's when we're going to enter a Yin Wood Snake of a year. So it's totally fascinating. So really, I would journal today. It's a day to be nurturing to what we love, our heart-mind connection, loving thoughts and feelings, and just returning to the divine heart, our eternal God spot. We all have it. But the snake is also what's called a traveling star. So it kind of, how snakes can bite, how snakes move. They're sharp, they're shapeshifters, but it's also patience, being patient, all coiled up and patient. It's to wait, be at a standstill before they strike or make a move. That's kind of what it is. Also unpredictable, right? With all the hidden elements down below the snake there, in the direction of the southeast and the south, and also the southwest, all fiery. So it's kind of like the energy of keeping them all guessing. Keep your manifestations close to your heart. This is a day to take pause, take your time, gather what you need, strategize, observe, and wait for the right opportunity. It's in the pause. It's in the in-breath and the exhale. Wait for the opportunity to come at the right time. But the hour of the goat, that's when we're going to have a complete fire direction. But our day needs water. It's actually very fiery, and water is a resource. It is in storage in the dragon, but the earth right now, it's becoming very dry. In the summertime, in the season of summer, elemental water. So basically, I would be adding lemons, limes, oranges, grapefruits, any kind of citrus to your water. It feels like we are going to be shining our love star, very charismatic energy, being on the stage of life, the spiritual walk of fame. So it's like loving our words that feel loving, unexpected wealth coming, unseen wealth, like getting a check in the mail unexpectedly, a resource from a long lost relative, maybe insurance, somebody paying it forward. So when you lend a helping hand, it's the circle, it's the give and the take, it's the process. I'm imaginating it. I know I am revising how an event happened, revisioning it. I'm going through the revision process. But we're in the high tides of summer in the horse month from now until around usually the first week of July. Summer is ruled by elemental fire. It's the fire elemental skincare. For all mine's simmering down, but I use fire elemental skincare. It's for sensitive people that, have excess heat in the body, or they just heat up easy, big hearts. Fire is also the sun, right? Mars and Jupiter. So it's light, joy, laughter, glimmering, all that gold. It's the height of yang energy, which is light, over yin energy. Water's drying out. So that's the darkness as we begin to approach the summer solstice. You can't make this up, right? So it's the height of summer. It's the heat of summer. It's the northern hemisphere and the second house of the horse month. So this is a time for us to be the most physically active, water sports, I'm saying, moving sports, things that get us in the flow, go out, embrace all of these yang activities, eat the season of summer fruits and vegetables, all the things of summer, and really harmonize with nature. It really is the brightest, most expansive energy there is, especially after experiencing a very quick-paced, fast month in the previous month, which was the snake. It kind of brings us forward. So we get to enjoy more of life's simple pleasures, the month of the horse. And the horse is a free-spirited horse, also one of the peach blossoms, they're called in the sign of Chinese astrology, a peach blossom, just bringing sweetness to our time, to our heart, special opportunities, social opportunities, especially for those born in a year or a day of the snake, the ox, or the rooster. Other animal signs that benefit literally from the horse are the secret friends. I know all about them, which is the sheep. Those are our allies, the tiger, and also the dog. So those are other signs within the 4-pillar chart that I really like to look at and collaborate with. So for those of you with signs in your 4 pillars, those particular animals can really expect a more kind of collaborative, connected kind of rest of the horse month is what I'm sensing and feeling, kind of like freedom, adventure, and the coiling of the snake. Especially with support from your friends, your allies, family, partnerships. If you're born in a day or the month of, it really is a good time to schedule a personal, medical, possibly professional, maybe a consultation, a divination, for example, getting some soul support. As the horse brings support, it's a noble energy from the heavenly universe, heavenly guidance as well. with the rat opposing the horse, however, in the grimoire. I guess I could show you that image. This may take me a minute. I believe we got it right here. Yeah, so let's do a different one, actually. That kind of shows you the opposing elements, but not really. It's like our fame and our career are going against each other. But we have the rat and then the horse. They're opposing elementals. So there may be, you find that this to be a little bit more of a challenging energy, especially when it comes to balancing your personal or professional obligations, career, right? Both of these animal signs are also peach blossom stars. So it really is a month to be mindful of excessive social activities, overly abundant in the anything really. But the messages this week from the Oracle, I'll say, let's do, oh, look at that. That's fantastic. The fire line, that would be me. All things fiery. There we go. I'm going to change. Look at that. I'm looking so amazing. And let's get our cards. Helped if I left the cards there, right? I'm going to put the cards right over here. I'm going with the elementals. The reason I go with the elementals, it just feels like it today. The elements, I should say. Because we're just as much elemental as we are the galaxy, the stars. I mean, there's so many actually elements that we can utilize. It really is a cosmic blending or a blessing tree. But first up, we do have the South. Look at that. That is awesome. I believe we had the South before last week, didn't we? What a great globe this is. I love these images. Her name's Stephanie. I don't know her last name that did this deck. However, the South direction, which is also fire, also period 9, also a 2. So with the moon in Leo, a fire sign. So this really is like we're emotionally impassioned, feeling the passion. We're ignited. It's the flame. Along with the horse and the snake, it's like, I don't know about you, but I can literally feel the fire, the inner fire, which becomes ash, right? The earth, wood, stokes the fire turns to ash, which is the earth, which is also mineral. So it's like calling in the passion of the South today. Activate the South. And if you haven't taken a risk, I would actually do that. It's twice that we've actually had the South. So this is kind of an all or nothing energy. It's like being courageous, breaking down barriers, doing things that you may have never done before, but you really feel inspired to do it. Things may feel as if they're kind of going south. However, things are just getting ready. So clearing our mind, the channels of our mind, recalibrating it, being mindful of some self-loving thoughts, literally exploring different ways that are loving to yourself, being a pioneer, create a spirit-to-spirit altar, which I tell a lot of people when I'm doing divinations, by the way. And then on Tuesday, which is Mars Day, oh my goddess, we've got bushfires. I don't know if you can see that, but it also says Fury down below. It's also number 10, which is a fascinating on top of that because Earth star 10 is what we love and what we trust. It's the good and the goodness, really. But the bushfires, things are obviously getting pretty fiery. The 10 again is an activation of a new idea, that things that just are popping in from the ethers out of nowhere, and believing in the idea, keeping it safe, protecting it from those hateful intruders, whether that's our corrupt mind or the people we associate with, our environment, but really believing in the idea to unlock the doorway. Emotions may carry the flame, the fiery flame, overly emotional possibly, the fury even. It says the fury. So once the fires, they're hard to simmer. We need to cool them down maybe, especially on a Mars active day, which is actually just in Taurus. So giving time and space to the flames are internal fires so they can become something. There's no need to combust, right? Possibly there's going to be some overly excitable energies happening. Emotions may kind of feel as if they're kind of a warring, excitable energy. This kind of is out into the world, so I'm kind of feeling that a little bit. Things are about to get fun, so call in the spirit of water, the subtle element of water, the energy. 100%, I'm going to be doing that to cool the flames. There's no more heat needed. There is enough. Okay. And then on Mercury's day, which is Wednesday, oh my goodness, we head to the west. I think I've also had this card before. It says it's associated with Earth, but I feel like it's associated with ideas in air. Just saying. I think we also had this a few weeks ago. It does remind me of a percolating mind. Also, Uranus in Taurus, so our manifestations are excitable, exciting, eclectic. Pluto in Aquarius, it kind of has that energy. Just innovating where we draw the fires, the line of the flame in a way, the puzzle pieces, putting the puzzle together. So it's time to manifest our innovating ideas. The West is also our mentors, helpful people, our ancestors and flying stars. It's a metal energy depending on your house and when your house was born. Just in the base note is kind of what I feel there. The base note of metal energy, which also brings me to this year, which is communication, connection, conversation, community, public writing, society. If anyone's writing a novel or a book, what a great time. Poetry even. Things are becoming completed. Things are coming to a close. So we're kind of tidying up the loose ends of projects. We're kind of finishing up things, I guess. It's always a great idea to call in the guardians of all these directions, both the South, as we've got the South, and also the West in this case for this week's energies, right? Good Lord. Can you believe it? Oh my goddess. Tantalizing Thursday. You cannot make this shift up. This is the East. This is the Eastern direction, which is all this wood energy. It's the Eastern winds and thunder. The winds of change are upon us. This literally looks like the stars are coming towards us, literally, or maybe they're coming towards us. All these ideas. This is great. This reminds me of a portal. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know about you, but doesn't that look like a portal? There's a girl sitting here, which is kind of hard to see. I guess you can, but it looks like you're going upstairs to a portal or the portal's coming to us. But this is our beliefs. They're being percolating our beliefs in Gemini. So it's like this transformation of words, invoking words like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. Anybody else seeing monarch butterflies? Tons of hummingbirds. My hummingbirds live in my willow tree. Plus I do feed the fae, right? Fairy houses everywhere. But this is the winds of change. It's the East, so it's new directions, new beginnings. It's birthing of something new. It's the spring energy, which is actually quite interesting because in the four pillars, we have the East, we have the South, and we also had the West. We really didn't have any water, just saying. So I find that fascinating. But I do believe this is a fantastic energy because we go from the fires of the South to the completion of the West to new beginnings of the East. I just love this energy, really. This is innovating, but it's also the energy of the element of wood. So that's where our ideas come in, birthing new ideas. Maybe you receive those epiphanies, aha moments, something eclectic, source energy sending us messages. So really just opening up and receive the message. It's going to be the bounty. Something's going to happen for us, not to us. And then we finish on Fantastic Friday. Oh my goddess, with atoms. I don't know, are any of you part of my Facebook group page, Tonya D? Atoms. This also says building. Atoms. I like that a lot. The moon is in Virgo with atoms, by the way. So these are like becoming real, which I'm going back to my Tonya D Facebook page. I posted a video that actually went viral. It was somebody else's video. I kind of shared it because it resonated with myself. But what I loved is it literally received more love than hate. So that just shows me where the collective is. And he talked about atoms and quantum entanglements and all the things. It was just fascinating. If you're on my Tonya D page, I featured it. But back to atoms. Atoms, A-T-O-M-S. So we are all just kind of percolating atoms, that have really taken form, energy to matter, building new beginnings, building the new beginnings, or taking it from the East, right? And the 40, this is something that we really need to trust and have faith in the unexpected, to the project, the ideas, in protecting those, and having an innovative, like something not of this world comes in, it kind of makes me feel like aliens are going to land. Just saying, I must say, right? But keep it sacred, keep it to yourself, to your own divine heart, be true, so that those around you don't squash it. Also, if you plan to build something, be prepared to change the plan as you plan the plan to something better. It's like the building blocks of atoms. It really reminds me even of our DNA, just knowing that we're all connected. Just like nature, we're connected to everything and every when. Spirits, the celestial energies, and all the things just percolating. Kind of also reminds me of linchpins. I think we are all I feel like actually that we're all linchpins connecting in vibrations and frequencies and waves. We're kind of these eclectic energies that are just vibrating, becoming more light and sound, ether, so that matter moves. We become magnetic. I almost said majestic, or both. But when we're stagnant with what we believe and the people around us, our growth becomes inhibited. It becomes discomforting. So the building blocks kind of crumble. The tower cascades, changing, transformation. We're always in change. But this is like the organic, natural, like the rising of the origins is kind of how I see that. The percolating of atoms. So we kind of get clear of the debris. I don't know. It's just what it feels like. It's the unseen building blocks that we really don't see of nature. Nature is amazing. It really reminds me of moving building blocks, using the elementals, the subtle elements for great change, in invoking the change. And then we have like a clear idea of what atoms really are and what they're made of. Like it's getting out there. Nucleus, I'm thinking of quarks, protons, electric, magnetic, all connected in the same kind of vibrational frequency, neurons, right? Truly fascinating. What a great week. But also, sometimes atoms are defined, but not really defined. They're very subtle in the elementals is kind of what I see. But this is about us connecting and vibrating and just knowing that we all vibrate at different levels. We are all part of the whole, the cosmic whole, just being connected. I'm just loving the energy. So my whole gift to you, I feel like, is that may your atom find your linchpin this weekend. Yes, and sometimes I do speak in riddles. Riddle me this and riddle me that. It kind of is fun for me. But just become something real, something that has feeling that you can initiate and hold true. Either way, make it fantastic. And then our message this week, I guess I can do that. Here we go. Where is my message? There it is. And I love the confetti. It just made the message more fun. Or my affirmation. But I really love the feeling. It should say, I am affirming about myself. That kind of came to me later. But it says, I love the feeling of my thoughts about myself. But I want us to affirm a feeling that we love, just excelling a loving attitude, streaming directly from source, especially with all these atoms flying in on Friday. And also just remember, if your soul is calling for a one-on-one session, remember to use the code to redeem Believe 33, all caps, Believe 33. Be mindful and loving for a new attitude. Sometimes we do need to leave one environment so that we can level up into a new environment, one where we belong in. I believe the universe is always moving and working in our favor. I get moved a lot just because, it's time to move forward, not become stagnant. So with that, again, blessings, Ashe. I'll see you on the other side.